That's not what I said, but fair.
Welcome back in the Phazon suit, Sammy, for hype to know we destroyed the Omega Pirate last time.
Yay.
And Samus has got some sleek colors to show for it.
Yep.
Indubitably.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yep.
Again,
And
once you have the Ice Beam, Metroid's meat are practically nothing burger.
Right?
I mean,
just like
that's
it was
the
in the
point.
City games.
That's usually what happens in the series. The second you get something ice-based, the Metroids kind of become poultry. So
They can never understand the true splendor of ice cream because of their confounded biological
really have been
weaknesses.
I'm sorry, Logan. Should you really have been doing that when there were clearly like 5 other Metroids right behind you?
I just wanted to, like, I would have made it too. I just needed to select the right visor. I messed up which visor I was using. Anyway, so now that we have reached this part of the game, now we've kind of basically been to all of the major biomes.
Oh, hello.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
So, I'm just gonna get my
Don't worry,
tank
I'll
and get on at it.
Don't worry, I'll exterminate your whole race in a few games from now.
What?
Oh, come on!
So, we are now on our way, and we don't have to worry about blue Phazon anymore. We are totally resilient to it.
Woo!
Oh, cherish it while you have it, Logan. It's likely not going to last past this game.
Most likely not.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
unfortunately, it's just a phase.
On.
Oh my lord.
God damn it.
You have to admit, that one was decent. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, it was.
I'll give you
it
that
was.
one.
Good, good.
I'll give you that one. You pulled it from a word. It wasn't the same way. I'll give you props for that one. So,
This isn't a
now
phase
we
map.
have a.
What's your face?
This isn't a phase map.
Oh, ha, ha,
It's
ha.
a way of
ha.
life.
Anyway.
Oh!
That isn't a phase,
Let's try
Logan.
that again.
It's more than just a
Shush.
game. It's
Stop.
an obsession.
Stop taking my puns. You're just repeating what I'm saying now, Doug.
No, I'm just taking the
It's
old joke.
parodied.
I'm just taking it by the old book. It's not phase, Mom.
It's not parotine. It's not parotine. It's parody. Ow.
Because it's parody, that means it's legally distinct.
I don't know why. You should
Correct.
you should add a fucking sound effect with that fucking laser shooting you the moment you finish that sentence.
What kind of sound effect? Like, I don't know what would be the funniest one there.
The funniest one you can possibly think of.
Oh, okay. I'll think of the funny sound effect for later. So, to finish my thought, after the funnies, now that we have
I'm sorry,
now we've been funnied out.
You had the same way you said that was the same way like the, oh, that's hilarious. I laugh and let him go accidentally.
Let me see. Okay, I'm in here, so I want to. I know I want to get there. Okay, I want to get there. Okay, so I'm on the right path. Okay, basically, I have a couple of things I want to get from the mines, and then we can get onto the main thing. Basically, I've explored every single biome, so now our main goal is we need to try and access the crater where the Phazon meteor, struck with Talon. So in order to do that, we need to find all the remaining Chozo artifacts.
Yep, and you can't miss a one.
Yep, and that's where we're going to hopefully... Oh, come on, I was right there. Damn, now I'm going to start taking... I had a perfect run up this thing, too. There, now that the camera's following
You know,
me.
now that I stop and think about it, considering this is a whole re-release and everything, I'm surprised they didn't have some sort of like accessibility option for like an easier difficulty that only lets you get like a fraction of the artifacts.
But if they did that, you wouldn't be able to, explore all of the majesty of this planet, and you'd miss out on content, and people get mad.
Well, then play it on higher difficulty, you fucking scrub.
For sure,
Damn.
otherwise I can do this. Wake up!
I mean,
Wake up!
listen, people
I
didn't...
know-
Oh, wake up!
Listen. Oh, shit. Listen, people didn't bitch when Metroid Prime 3 had it so that it's... What are they called? The freaking batteries you had to get just to reach end game. You didn't have to get all of them in order to reach the end.
True.
In fact, if anything,
this
I
is-
know once we get to the sequel, they're going to make us do something even worse than the artifact stuff.
Don't remind me.
Oh boy.
I still have a lot of that. I still want to honestly save that one for post. I don't want to do that game again. It was a very fun game, but I doubt I could do it as well in live as I did post-com.
Well, I mean, considering how much back and forth you got to do in that game, I don't blame you.
Right. Anyway, that was an Omega Pirate prototype that failed horribly, but for our troubles, we get the Artifact of the Warrior.
Ooh.
So, you're welcome. Yay.
Thanks for the artifact, loser.
We only have 4 left. 2 of them... Actually, 3 of them are in Phendrana Drifts, and then the other one is in the Chozo Ruins. Then we got them all. So,
Oh, well then let's head on back to the drifts.
Yep. We're gonna first head that. I'm first gonna head this way because. Excuse me, bitch. We're gonna head this way because if I can get a power bomb. That's wrong. I need a power bomb.
I don't know why. Just
you learn to
you
be
say you in the most polite way. Excuse me, bitch.
It's like, where'd you get your fucking space pirate license from? A Cracker Jack box?
True. Okay. Who knows? Maybe. Okay. What I need is a power bomb though, because basically the last of the super weapons is here, but it's locked behind a power bomb. Hence my dilemma.
Also, really quick.
And sure,
oh damn, he's going the way of Star
Yeah.
King.
Aww. Yeah, he was actually. I'm honestly just kind of bummed they didn't show us the actual aftermath of that just off screen. I understand probably why they couldn't, but it was such a cool way to just kill a final villain.
Yeah.
Why? Blow up. I said blow up. Thank you.
My main
think
goal
they go on a
is to
punishment.
blow up.
Speaking of monkeys, as a recording, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes comes out, and I am excited to see it. Oddly enough.
Are you excited to see the human version of it?
Honestly, yes, because that's fucking hilarious.
You hear about that yet, James?
About what?
So the modern like Planet of the Apes franchise and stuff, right?
Yeah.
All the CG monkeys over mocap suit people. They announced that on the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, when that hits, I guess either Blu-ray or premium releases, they've announced that there's going to be a entire full cover of the movie that simply replaces all the actors that had CG monkeys over them. It's just going to keep them in their
in the
mocap suits the entire time.
Yeah.
Okay, that admittedly sounds
That's great.
funny.
That's fun. Like, you get basically 2 movies out of it. You get the movie with how it's supposed to look, and then you get an entire pre-production movie. Come on, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is going to be fun to see. Like, I'm curious to see how much of it was like shot on location.
Apparently, like 80 to 90%, I believe, was shot on location.
Damn, that's going to be pretty sick actually to see like.
Yeah, no, like
it's gonna be ridiculous though to see the freaking ping pong balls just riding horses.
No, the interesting thing about the Planet of the Apes movies is that most of the new ones are shot on location, if I remember correctly.
Props. Whoop, there we go. Are you excited for that at all, Hype?
I've never really kept up to date with the recent Planet of the Apes movies. Like, I don't doubt they're good. I just never took the time to watch them.
Honestly, I feel like we should add that to our watch party. Those are good movies.
I'm fine with that.
I was always worried if they'd be a little like cheap, not cheap, but like I was worried if they'd be like nostalgia bait stuff, like
they're not
movies. But like I've heard they're like really good quality.
No, they're absolutely fantastic quality. The only nostalgia baiting is in the first movie, mainly with a few lines from the original movie and references and stuff like that. But to be fair, those lines and references are like kind of twisted in really cheeky ways.
Okay.
Like what?
So there we go.
Like
this is the super missile variant for the plasma beam of flamethrower. Just a flamethrower.
Oh. Is it about as short range as a flamethrower usually is?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
It reminds me of the Parositor from Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I do get that vibe.
Anyway,
Behold, I am launching my piss lava.
Yep.
But no,
Run and be afraid.
But no,
You gotta get that checked out.
But no, the Planet of the Apes movies and all that. The interesting thing is that, like, only the first one really has some nostalgia baiting, and even then, only some. It's not like constant and stuff like that. It's not like, we're poking fun. Like, yes, the line, get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape, is in Rise. But honestly, the way they use it in Rise is perfect because, you know, it's the most iconic line of the original, and it leads to the most iconic scene in Rise. So
That's good.
No.
Oh,
I say to you, no.
yes, I love it. Again,
What if that's how he just said it? I say to you, no.
Part of me's honestly tempted to watch the original movie at some point or another and question why the hell it got a G rating.
Honestly, yeah, I wouldn't mind watching the... Okay, do you want to know why I got a G rating, James?
Because the PG-13 rating didn't exist back then.
Correct. And honestly, PG was only like if there was suggestive stuff to the point of like swearing and stuff like that. They didn't really give a shit about those in the past.
Explains a lot when you think about it, but yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the movie didn't
It's
have any explicit like sexual content or swearing or violence and all that. So there's a reason why it was rated G.
Okay. So, I guess, if it's possible, like, spoiler-free, if you could explain to me, like, what is, like, the overall, like, conflict of these movies, like, from, like... Because, I mean, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, that's easy enough, you know. How did hyper-intelligent apes even become a thing? Now we know. Was it Fall? Or was
No,
it...
it goes Rise, then Dawn, then War.
And then Ape Escape.
Ha.
An Ape Escape.
No, and that...
But no, okay, but real talk. So in Dawn of Planet of the Apes, what's the main like conflict going on there, like premise wise?
Apes adapting to starting to become the dominant species, and the remaining humans not being very happy about it, and some joining the side of the apes, others not, stuff like that, and then like even then, not all of the apes are, you know, good guys. There are apes that are
Right.
that like you want to see gone.
Oh yeah, conquerors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So then in War.
the virus that has wiped out most of the human race has finally evolved.
And is now affecting the apes.
So no, it's not affecting the apes. What it is, slight spoiler, but you know the original movie, humans, like, they're like feral beings. They're like cavemen and all that. They don't talk.
Yes.
They act like apes.
Yeah, regressed and
Yeah,
whatnot.
they regress.
Right.
It's because the virus in the first, not the virus, it is a serum that is made in the first movie that eventually started infecting people like a virus, and unfortunately it killed most of the population. But there were people who are immune, and those are the people that are in Dawn. In War, the people who are immune, the virus has evolved once again to where their mental faculties are starting to dwindle, and they are starting to revert into ape-like.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But really, the trilogy is just following the ape Caesar and all that, who is just fantastic character played by Andy Serkis. And then this new one, Kingdom, is to set up a new trilogy, but like it's set 300 years after Rise and War and stuff like that. So it's its own stuff. So
Okay. Yeah, I'm to give that a watch at some point. They seem really good.
yeah,
So yeah, we'll watch the original, we'll watch those. We will gladly ignore the Tim Burton version.
No, honestly, I'm going to say this. I would actually like us to watch the Tim Burton version, only for two reasons. One, to riff on it, to make fun of it and all that. And two, oh my god, those costumes hold up well. Like, holy fucking shit, those costumes are incredible in that movie.
Is this the part where I can like again call attention to the fact of I never understood why for cats, they thought they needed to go the CG route when the costumes themselves are in a lot of ways like better expressions of the characters
Because
and
they
just
think CG will bring more
harsher.
butts in the theaters. Executives
That's it.
love having no brain.
No, speaking of executives and all that, here's the thing. Even CG has evolved where, God, there are movies with good CG still, like Kingdom does look incredible. But then, CGI has gone downhill a lot because they're starting to cut corners and executives and all that. Executives are starting to cut corners so much that, fun fact, there is quite literally, I am not shitting you, a fully AI'd movie coming out soon.
Oh yeah.
And
See
also,
how well that does.
yeah, and also EA wants to replace most of its staff with AI now. Like,
Because,
one
That's how
executive,
surprising that is.
yeah.
I will say I'm 100% in favor of that, Matt. Provided we start with the CEO and work our way down.
Ah,
There you
Honestly,
go.
that whole
I am all in favor of that. Let's start with the easiest positions to replace with AI, that being the decision makers, and work our way down.
Well, first off, you say that. Watch that still somehow bias in the fundament, and those decision makers bring us objectively worse decisions, if that's even physically possible. They'll find a way.
can I just say,
And second off,
Sorry, no, you were saying?
And second off, just that whole notion of like, oh, EA wants to replace a lot of jobs with AI, because apparently EA really is thirsty for more reasons for people to hate them.
Yeah, no,
I know that happens. They were upset that they had no focus on them this last month.
Remember, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
I'm okay.
Even though there kind of is, they just refuse to admit it.
But no, I will say,
They don't know that.
Oh,
Oh, he's just
They're
responding to
not
what I
knowing.
said. Continue.
but no, just EA is fucking shitty, obviously. I just hope that some fucking... Honestly, no. I am in favor of EA doing this only to realize how fucking stupid it is. Like, incredibly fucking dumb beyond all comprehension. And why they shouldn't do it. Let them learn their fucking lesson.
I mean,
That's all
I
I'll
would
say.
agree
cool
with
with
that. I would agree with that, except executives have proven that they just kind of refuse to. Like, case in point, another bit of recent news at the time of us recording this. Microsoft, was it Microsoft specifically, or Bethesda in particular?
No, Bethesda,
Microsoft.
It was
Bethesda
Microsoft.
apparently had absolutely nothing to do with it. In fact, apparently Bethesda are fuming from it.
Okay, so for
Because
context,
they're good projects.
yeah, so for context, Microsoft laid off a bunch of studios, including Tango, aka the people that made Hi-Fi Rush. Not less than a day after doing that, are all like, you know what, we really need more games like that Hi-Fi Rush. Whatever happened to the people that made it?
It's dumb.
Gosh, I wonder
And my you know what? I want you to throw up the post right here, just of the Peppermint and all that. The reaction of Peppermint from that one guy. Hold on, let me really quick. Hold on.
The one where she's like
wait.
mid-blink?
Yeah, the one where it's mid-blink, where she looks like she's judging. You know, posted by John Johannes. I wonder who John Johannes is. Oh, right, he's the fucking creator of Hi-Fi Rush.
And then you said even Chai's voice actor was very upset as well.
Yeah, Robbie is
Oh, right, Robbie Damon?
Yeah, Robbie is not happy either. He sounded more disappointed than angry, but with John,
Right.
you could tell he's fucking angry.
You ever get the
Well, for
feeling
one of them
that
was it-
you ever get the feeling that the people that made the decision to throw those companies out of business, and the people that made the news that we need more smaller games like Hi-Fi Rush are two completely separate factions of the company?
I mean, it's
100%.
possible, but honestly, I'm more
And there's
into
probably
that
there's got to be some sort of like in-company war going on over what's been going on.
I mean,
I
that
don't know
is
if I'd say a
feasible.
war, but definitely like lack of communication. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, that is perfectly feasible, although considering how tone-deaf they can be sometimes, it would not surprise me at all if it was the same people.
Just for the sake of irony.
Well, fingers crossed it doesn't come to that, but... Yep. But I guess going back on the topic of CG, I mean, because that's the other thing is that, like, people say, oh, I hate bad man, CG is so, like, lame. It's like, no. It's bad CG you don't like. I still have to look at the composition shots to remind myself, Matt, that Top Gun Maverick heavily uses CG for a lot of its shots.
Oh yeah, no, because it's very good CGI, and some people in the industry have pointed out why. The reason why a lot of movies have such shitty CGI right now, it's because, like, movies back then and movies like Top Gun Maverick, everything is set in stone. Everything is ready. Everything is good. They have a they're not trying to meet a deadline exactly. They're like, we're going to take our time to make this look right. Meanwhile, most studios like Marvel, Disney, Sony, stuff like that, they're like, all right, throw the movie out. We'll patch the movie later. Yeah, good.
Dang.
Because they did that with fucking, they did that with No Way Home. Like, a month after the movie released, they quote-unquote fixed a lot of the CGI.
Oh yeah, they did.
The age-old televised anime problem.
Which I can't believe we're at the point where... By the way, here's the last E-tank of the game.
Hooray! Now
Yay!
you're fully tanked out.
Yay, 1000 HP is mine. Which I can't believe, like, we're at the point where... I can't believe we're at the actual point. I'm gonna actually make a quick detour. That'll give me another one. I can't believe we're at the point where we actually need to, like, release movies in early access.
I hate it.
That's kind of just how, sadly, that's how some of these, like, movies or shows have been, like, since, like, frick, I want to say the early days.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it really sucks as well. A lot of studios are still even the quote-unquote good ones are starting to make dumb decisions because of executives and all that. Like, for instance, A24. I fucking adore A24. I think they are probably my favorite movie production company right now because they focus on, like, smaller budget, more tightly focused movies and all that. However, for their movie Civil War, which is a great movie, by the way, fucking dark but great movie.
Well, given the subject matter, I would be surprised if it wasn't.
Well, the wild thing is that it's not even really about, like, dissent. It's more about, like, ethics of journalism and stuff. It's a bit of a...
Yeah, no, it's really good. But no, and as somebody who, like, was interested in journalism for quite a while, it really did speak to me and all that. But no, the problem is they decided, you know what, this movie definitely needs AI-generated posters.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's the movie that had
What?
that. Like, I remember hearing that happening with a recent movie. I just forgot it was that one.
Yeah, and the thing
like,
is,
they couldn't trouble their art department for like 2 hours to make a couple, like, posters for their project.
What's that you say? These are the same people who are trying to run out of business?
People were rightfully pointing out that A24 of all companies doing that was hypocritical beyond all measures of doubt. So, like, I think A24 actually pulled those posters and apologized. I think. I could be wrong. Here, let me check.
Alright.
Okay. There you are. Anyway, this is where the next artifact is. I just have to clear out the riffraff.
Yeah, they've been partying here for weeks now. They need to go home.
Dude, where we park our car?
We have a car?
Alright, now then. Blow you up. Switch the plasma, shoot through the ice, and just fire a missile at those. This is like one of the few times that you're required to actually interact with something outside of the map. Firing a missile at these fusion cells.
Happy 4th of July!
Happy 4th of what? Sit all the pirates in there.
So unfortunately, it looks like A24 hasn't responded to the poster backlash at all. And it sucks
I'd be surprised
because
if they would, unfortunately.
And it sucks because, like, they're like, I will say, the first poster for that movie, which is not AI, it was actually, like drawn, shot, composited, all that stuff. That first poster, fucking fantastic. Really goddamn good. Gets the point across of what the movie is trying to be. But everybody is pointing out the AI posters, it's like, none of this happens in the movie. None of this looks like the world in the movie. Why the fuck did you do this?
Yeah.
But no,
That's
In
what happens when
hindsight,
you don't have someone in the background being all like, that's all cool and all, but can you give us some more? Can you give us some other example? Can you maybe fix this or that, or and then the AI those people would absolutely be fucked.
Yeah.
But
The issues that they had, and yeah, calling upon like what Matt was saying, like the issues that they had, like they had no like consistent vision. Literally, it seems like what they did was they just put it through and like, if it looks human enough, okay, we're just gonna base our scene around this. Like, it's good enough.
Well, no. Again, the like, are you talking about with CGI or Civil War?
Yeah, with CGI, but in the sense of they'll use the AI, they'll create it, and without caring if it actually fits their overall vision, they're just like, okay, well, it was cheap, we got it, so now we're just gonna make this work.
Yeah, no, it's so weird. But no, again, like with A24, they're a good company and all that when they're not doing this shit. And I hope that they fucking learn their lesson from this. But even then, with other bigger companies and all that, yeah, no, it's fucking bullshit that they still push AI this poorly. Not AI, but they push
Image generation.
Yeah, they put like CGI and AI and stuff like that. They push a lot of shit. It sucks. It really sucks.
What are your thoughts on it, Doug? Sorry, I know you've been quiet. That was our bad. We got. Well, I want to like hear your thoughts on it as an artist.
About the AI thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big middle finger.
Yep.
I mean, that sums it up perfectly.
I mean, yeah, that's my general thoughts on AI stuff when it comes to art in general.
Just fuck that. I mean, I can agree there can be good uses of it, but most of it, like how everyone's been misusing it, is fucking horrible.
And I guess it should be stressed because, like, people just hear the words AI and just think anything revolving that is just bad news nowadays. And it's like, no. The biggest problem is primarily with like generative images.
Yeah, no, with
Correct.
generative AI, like there is still good uses for AI. Like recently, like it was reported, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth had AI, and people were like, "How dare they use AI? I knew it couldn't be trusted." No, they use AI for the fucking lip movements. Which, fun fact, that's one thing you kind of want to use AI for, actually. It'd be really tedious to do.
It's so hard.
Yeah, it's so incredibly... Like, that's the one thing to actually use. Like, AI should be used to get rid of the actual tedious jobs. Not the...
I saw an article.
Oh, go ahead. Wasn't there a similar practice being done with the Spider-Verse films?
I believe
think
so. Yeah.
Like
not so much with lip syncing, but more so like
the shading,
like,
the shading and all that. It had to do with shading.
shading and I think it was also like some of the like the line strokes.
You know what?
Which I can see that because it's a texture, it's a lighting engine. Go ahead.
The whole thing that we're talking about right now reminds me of this instance. I don't remember the game it was done for. I think it was like some kind of like a horror game, I think. But they said one of the features on it was like, how the monster that you're avoiding has like this like advanced AI dictating its movements, and a lot of people were freaking out about it until some of them realized, oh no wait, stuff like that's been around since the dawn of video games.
It's almost like video games run off that shit.
That's how we work. Also, we open this up. Our next artifact.
Oh, nice.
Yoink.
There's one more to find here, and then I'm going to continue, and then we're already down to one more artifact left.
Hell yeah.
Sweet. Just it's. I do hope it does come to a point where people start becoming a little more knowledgeable of what type of AI we should be absolutely shitting on, and which ones we should be
right,
paying
like,
a little more respect to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like
Correct.
anything that's not like directly making art is the type of AI that you should support. Like I remember some posts mentioned like how apparently there's this AI program that helps to teach the different gestures for sign languages and whatnot.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's actually a decent one. For the most part, definitely make sure like you get somebody for a like second opinion on that AI. But still.
Oh yeah.
And
absolutely.
I will say, as a portion of the work I actually do, I don't need your help, game. I know exactly where I'm going. I don't need to read the map. I know exactly where I'm going.
Then why did you?
Honey.
Then why did you leave me on, Mrs. Aaron?
Mrs.
This is. No, I know that's on me. I
You
completely
know,
forgot
do
to
you see
turn
a ring
off.
on this gun?
Jesus Christ. You're just making me think if Samus ever did get wed to someone, she just puts the like she's not even out of her armor.
It's,
Of course,
it,
you have to be
I
ready at all
tell you
times.
that. I tell you, it makes the process of tossing the bouquet to the next wed to be a lot more exciting.
She just shoots it out of the Buster gun.
Listen,
I'm
this
just saying,
listen,
James,
this
like,
suit.
I,
Listen, myself and the suit has a huge bonding. We're perfect for each other. It's like Jake and Finn.
And I'm
Yeah.
just saying, James. Like,
Right, yeah.
I know you've seen the first Wreck-It Ralph. Remember, there's a use to have all that militarization at a wedding.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
But
We don't want
just
anyone dying before they wet their dynamite gal.
just as long as there's no just as long as it's not under Operation Catfish, you know, it should be fun.
Why did we call it Operation Catfish? That was the worst freaking name to like make us seem like we're the good guys
To
ever.
be fair, they did call that
I say
out.
as if I'm a member of
Yeah.
Gun.
I just
True.
like seafood, man.
Like that's supposed to be
I-
intentionally stupid. To be fair, it was all intentionally stupid. I mean, hell, how do you like when you see the fucking priest open up his book and there's a gun inside?
That's fucking hilarious.
I love
That's
that bit.
hilarious.
I
Honestly,
thought
like,
that was
stuff
great.
Like
I was like,
that,
who else is an agent?
Like, you know what? Weird segue to a tangent, but you know what? Stuff like that is where I'm okay with like human stuff in the Sonic movies when they're like
Oh, it's
either
campy
directly
humor.
contributing to the plot or just doing something really entertaining. That's fine. It's when it starts to wear its welcome that it starts to get a little bit eyebrow raising. But honestly, I'm fine with more human stuff in Sonic as long as
no,
they give us fun stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie. I'm with James. I think James, you and I agreed. We thought that the Bridezilla
Knuckle
scene
show.
and all that was still pretty funny. Like, there's no problems in our with at least me. I didn't mind that scene. I thought it was funny.
It kept action going, like when
Yeah.
she's driving the freaking cart on a rampage, and
That all-
even and whereas Knuckles whereas the Knuckles show would have seemed like a bit excessive, there was a reason why she was doing that. It was to create a distraction to
Yeah.
Get.
Yeah, so they
it's
can
all-
help. So they can actually save Sonic and Tails.
But
Right.
but
and also stress relief for her.
yeah, but
She deserves
Exactly.
But to also be fair as well, it did lead to a line that I like in the movie when like he got shot with the taser, and it's like, tell me, is it bad? You're fine. You were shot by a taser. Get up.
Yeah, that bit I love, and then how did that line go when the Olive Garden dude is explaining exactly what their whole organization is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
we're
yeah.
the Guardian
the Guardian
Guardian
Union of
United
Nations.
Nations.
Gee, wait. It's like,
Really?
yeah, no.
UN?
Sorry.
Yeah,
It was on that day we formed the Guardian Union of Nations. Gee, really? Gun? Yeah.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, gun.
I thought it was catchy.
Is this scan? How do I?
I
That's
just-
in the
that
wrong
you're
one.
supposed to-
Yeah, I love his
You might
gun.
have did, yeah, you did have the wrong one.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's. Basically, one of these you're supposed to. Oh, there it goes. You have to scan it.
Oh, you had to
I just
scan
had
it
the wrong
first.
visor. I had the wrong visor. So
I appreciate being noticed. You can go in.
Thank you. Speaking, I was about to do the joke of thank you. Goodbye, donkey. I hate donkey thrusters engaged. But and then I was about to say, apparently, it's a whole thing for one of his videos. It's a whole story. But on that note, apparently Arlo, Game Inform, everyone, apparently Donkey's first ever published game under the label Big Mode Games, Animal Well, apparently it's a big hit so far.
Oh,
That's good to hear.
Animal Zone. That's the donkey game. That's
Animal Web.
Again to clarify, Donkey is not developing it, but it's the first game ever released under his new publishing label, Big Mode Games, with a little froggy.
Yeah, and to be fair, like I have my problems with Donkey and all that, but it does look good.
I know you guys at the very least you both have conflicting opinions.
Yeah.
But I think I want to say he's a decent enough guy. Let's milk that.
No, again, my only problem is his insistence that nobody likes RPGs, therefore, and all that. Like, I get he's somewhat joking about it, but he's so insistent on it that it kind of gets grating.
Fair. But at the very least, I am appreciative. There's a last artifact.
Hooray!
But at the very least, I appreciate that he's using his YouTube, career wealth to, like, hopefully, as we're seeing here, create more positive change in the industry.
Yeah.
Have better games be released. Again, let this be the era of indie.
Yeah, no. Like,
I feel like considering how things are going nowadays.
Sorry, I'm gonna, like, I agree, let this be an era of indie. Honestly, let it be an era of indie for every single media type. Alright? Please.
Yeah.
That'd be
Well, I mean,
nice.
as far as video games go,
let's think. I mean, also think. Good.
I was just saying, honestly, as far as video games go, I feel like we kind of have no choice but to start a reign of indie, considering how everything's been going. Like, everything outside of Nintendo, oddly enough, has been going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which, is also kind of funny, considering I do remember hearing that, like, there's this whole report that outright says that people that, primarily play on Switch or whatever are much more, acceptive of, broadening their horizons beyond just your typical boomer shooter or what have you.
Yeah.
Right.
Good.
And the fact that
Or
they're
not
still
boomer
supporting
shooter,
physical releases.
but battle royales and multiplayer shit like that.
Right.
Oh, hot.
Like the indies, when most people, they make their indie games, they usually try to do, like, they focus on releasing on PC first, but they usually have, like, the Switch as like an alternate option. Mm-hmm. And, that's likely gonna, follow suit with its successor, and it's like, yeah, no, I'd be down with Nintendo, both, with the help of Nintendo, like, the indie scene just does explode even further as the years go on.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then big ass execs and publishers can take a fucking hint.
Well, that's I guess here's the thing. I don't want them to go away forever because I do think their funding and support, their funding and support is helpful. But, like, I think we're about at that time where these big companies need a gentle reminder that they're in the position they're in for a reason, not just simply because God willed it, but because they did at some point build good faith and, support from people, and now, again, just a calm reminder that they can't take advantage of that people can and will leave them.
They're in the right position for a good old fashioned wedgie.
Just a little bit, just a reminder that no one's above receiving a wedgie once in a while. Not
Exactly.
Maybe a swirly here or there if they're a little thirsty.
Swirly.
Not a swirly. No swirlies. No, we're not.
No. Save the swirlies for EA.
Be careful.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. They
that
deserve.
got quite a flush.
Also, Mr. Bobby Kotick is well deserving of one, even though he is already retired.
Yeah. Retired? I thought he was just outright fired.
He retired, quote unquote, gracefully, so he could get a great severance package amidst everything else, because that's legally something you can do.
Ugh.
Anywhoozin'. Alright, now I'm just going to take a quick little stop up here to get some more missiles. Whoop. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be smart and make a copy of this Phazon armor, like, blueprints and classifications in my ship that can replicate this stuff, and we're just going to forget that we ever had this to begin with after this game.
Is that even a function on her ship?
I always thought the idea is that, like, she could always, like, recreate it and, like, collect or is the idea that every single time on every single planet the Chozo just happen to have one copy of a gravity and a power and a Varia and a on every single planet.
Probably.
That's usually that's pretty much what I always figured. Like, Samus can't make multiple copies of these things herself. She don't, like, the Chozo, had foresight and actually made all that stuff. Just in the event that there their fabled Chozo warrior comes in to save the day.
Also,
Even
they're
when
like
it's
Chozo
too late for
warriors.
them.
Right. And just in case, their fabled Chozo Warrior just kept being a klutz and losing it every time.
Well, listen, in the case of the Mega Man X series, Dr. Light had a little too much time on his hands, even though he was literally nearing his deathbed.
You know what? Now that I make the Dr. Light comparison, I want in a future Metroid game, there's a super secret unlockable that you get, and when you activate it, it shows like a Chozo ancestor dressed up as Ryu.
Oh, hold on. Wait. Hold on, we're getting to the best.
done it.
Honestly, the best part of the game.
Yep, we got good times rolling. We got ourselves the access to the Phazon crater.
Yep. Nothing can stop us now.
You know,
Wait, what's that?
didn't we just do this? Oh shit, he's back.
Oh.
Also,
Yeah.
just what we just did there, wasn't that essentially the same thing as what Dr. Eggman did at the beginning of the second Sonic movie, where he literally just launched a last beacon through the power of a quill?
Yep. And see who answers.
Of course, it had to be me.
Hey, Sammy.
So yep, meet the penultimate boss of the game, the Ridley.
Would you also say this is probably one of the harder ones in the entire game?
Definitely this will definitely be one of the most aggressive bosses, and whereas the other ones, there's always like been some sort of like tactic, this one is kind of more just throw balls to the wall, go nuts, and hope for the best.
Hey, Sammy, I see you wearing black too. I mean, black is the hottest color this season.
Yeah, the black and red's a nice combo. There seems to be a distinct lack of red on your outfit, though. Here, I'll help it. When I kill you, I'll paint your blood on it. That shade of red would definitely bring it out nicely.
That'll show you how much I truly care.
I'll show how much I truly care.
Whoa, dive bombing.
Whoop.
Oh, down he goes.
Yeah, the first phase of this boss fight is more so repetitive than anything else. We need to freaking burn his wings off.
Yeah, we need to bring him back to the ground floor.
Piss
We
on
need
his
to bring him back
wings.
to ground level.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have to say it.
Yes.
Well, I was just thinking, like, since Logan mentioned Curse of Monkey Island with Ridley saying that one line of LeChuck's, now I'm just imagining another one. He's, like, barking orders at the space pirates. It's like, bring me the head of that bounty hunter! And more slaw!
Curse those thieves. I never give you enough slaw in these value meals.
Ow. That's it. I'm doing this now.
Could you see Ridley as a omnivore? I always figured he was a total carnivorous monster.
I mean, he did
know what?
eat
Maybe he
Samus's
was-
parents, so.
Maybe he was forced to be an omnivore over a doctor's prescription. He doesn't get enough greens in the systems.
And he needed a lot more iron in his diet. I mean, look at his current meta body.
I have two thoughts in my head, but first I want to gauge Doug's thoughts on Meta Ridley.
I like the design and music for it.
It's a good jam. Good jam in general.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite when it comes to Ridley's music. Now get that sucker. Piss on his wings.
Work that sucker to death.
Come on now.
That's gonna be a little awkward, Logan, considering Samus is a woman.
Take the hint and come down.
Come down and let's talk this over like civilized people.
Take the hint. You're grounded.
I mean,
Take
come
off your
on,
wings.
I'm a
Think about what you've
civilized
done.
person.
You can't ground me. I'm the leader of the space pirates.
I
Nuh-uh.
mean, come on, I'm a civilized person. You're a civilized Anyway,
Well,
I'm just
anyway.
imagining. You know what?
You're
I'm just
civil-
imagining one of the space pirates actually latches onto onto Ridley's back. Is like, shh. Word to the wise. You do not want to piss off Sammy. Not when she's mad.
Also, just, I'm a civilized person, you're a civilized space pterodactyl, we can make it work.
Ow.
You know what? Lunch is bad. Coffee's where it's at.
Coffee's where it's at.
I like to get a little decaf because otherwise I get a little crazy. But you can use a little pick me up a little bit of instead.
Just that little lean in.
I just can't get enough of that video.
All right, that
I'm
video.
also
That took
ju-
me a moment to realize what you were quoting. It's
The whole
been a
time I
while
was
since I've
also
seen
thinking.
that.
It's all good. I was also thinking, for whatever reason, when you mentioned that, when someone mentioned like going to the doctors or whatever for him, in my mind, I was thinking of freaking Aku from season 5. Like it's Meta Ridley talking to Meta Ridley in a doctor's coat.
Also,
and
it's
glasses.
like a psychiatrist thing. It's like we don't mention the bounty hunter here. This is a safe place. Oh yeah, sorry, doctor.
I just, I assumed, you leave her to go in the galaxy after a while. Eventually, she would just die. But she hasn't aged a bit. It's been like 30 years since the start of her franchise.
No more wings for you.
If only someone would take care of this problem. Yes,
Good job.
one
Good job,
can
Rob.
only hope.
So here's how this works. Now, his exoskeleton is covering his heart, and I need to deal enough damage to the shell for it to reveal itself. Then, lob a couple missiles in there.
Honestly, it's funny looking back on Meta Ridley in the remaster, because from when I vaguely remember the original Metroid Prime, I think he was mostly covered all in black, but now that I'm seeing him like this close up in the HD version, I can kind of see where the Smash, his old costume in Smash Brothers, where it takes its cues from. There's a little bit there. You can still see a little bit of the the old purple that Ridley used to have.
No, the thing is, I don't think he was covered in black in the original. The reason why is because I think it was just one, the limitations of the console at the time, and two, the fact of it was. It's raining and dark in this scene, and in the original console, that's going to look really weird.
Yeah.
I suppose that's fair. I just don't remember any color left on Ridley's skin in the original game.
Yeah, but being at near death really does a lot to get rid of your complexion.
For sure. Even though it's been only a year.
I like to think, given the circumstances, that I've aged pretty gracefully.
Come on, keep it coming.
Keep it coming, you overgrown pterodactyl thingy.
To be fair, I love the music in this game as well, by the way.
Ow, Jesus.
Music's fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, Ridley, Ridley's theme hardly ever disappoints.
I will say, I still think the best version of Ridley's theme is from the Samus Returns remake. But
That was a good one.
That one's a really
It's
good
been a
one.
long time since I saw that and since I heard that theme, but I remember that one.
That's three
I remember,
phases.
I mean, if not the song, then right. I mean, there's that, but I still remember the boss fight in general being pretty, honestly one of the best fights in the series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, this fight is one of the best in the series, in my opinion.
I'm trying to get that parry, but it's very hard with this new charge beam mechanic. There you go. Answer missile. One more ought to do it.
What are the odds that with the upcoming Switch successor, we do eventually get that Prime 2 remaster? Maybe they'll add in an option to let you disable that and also apply that update to the original game as well.
I mean, that would be nice.
I would love that,
I feel
actually.
like at this point, it'd be wise if they just gave us Prime 4 first
Got 'em.
before they start remaking 2.
That's fair. I feel like at this point they gotta announce something of that for the upcoming Direct.
Ah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
yeah, because
Why
at the
did
time
I
of
attack?
recording, we are going to be getting our next Direct next month.
Woo! Yep. Close.
One last main course for the Switch before they put all priority on their upcoming console.
I'm really curious because someone, I think it was Arlo that mentioned this, but someone brought up the fact that we don't really know what we're going to be getting for the Switch during the second half of this year, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to feed us.
become angry. Point goes to Team Red.
Oh no!
Red team wins.
10 points to Gryffindor.
Yay! I got 10 bonus bullshit points for being a good friend.
What do I win?
Not gonna lie, Samus, that guy was getting kind of annoying.
Thank you.
Yeah,
He was a school bully for this long.
Yeah, thanks for taking care of him for us, Samus. He's been a little cringe as of late.
Stop it, you're
He
being
keeps on-
cringe.
He won't even let us sleep with all that squawking he does.
Yeah, no, I saw that freaking. I was hearing that freaking like stock sound effect they're using the whole time.
Huh?
So, now that we've made it to the impact crater, the issue is that much dendrata and bone and flesh is everywhere, and unfortunately, we now have like supercharged phazon since this was the impact, ground zero of the whole crater. So, no phazon protection is going to really help us here for the time being.
Well, shit.
So, yeah,
I
we'll
want
just
to
have
ask,
we'll just have to play it safe.
I want to ask, because I have a conversation I want to incite, but I want to make sure I have the time for it. How much further till we get to our next big moment in the game?
This is it. Like,
Oh,
this
okay.
area is very small. Like, this big area, literally, once I reach the top, that's it. There will be a missile recharge station here, just to prep up, but it's really just, this is it.
Okay, I'll try to keep this concise then, because, like I mentioned, we don't really know what we're going to be getting for the second half of this year as far as the Switch is concerned, so I want to make a bit of a roundhouse discussion. What do you guys expect to be, like, some of the last things we get for the Switch before we start migrating to Switch 2?
Prime 4 is really the only thing that immediately comes to mind. Otherwise, the
That's
sky's
it.
the limit.
No, in my opinion, I think Prime 4 is going to be a kind of like what they did with the first Switch as a dual launch title between the consoles. Or it could just be that they migrated it to the new console. So
Or kind of like what they did with Breath of the Wild.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they go that route too. And I mean, honestly, who knows for certain? Because I think it's kind of a safe assumption at this point that whatever's coming next, the Switch will still be backwards compatible with it. So who's to say they might not integrate something along the lines of what PS4 and PS5 do, and what Xbox One and Series X and S do?
Get off me, boy.
Which I mean, I think, especially with how successful the Switch has been, you kind of need to do that. Because who's to say that most of Nintendo's fan base isn't immediately going to jump straight to this next console,
Yeah.
or are even going to be able to?
I would just like to see menu themes come back.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Would be nice.
I mean, I'm not going to outright say I was in dire need of them to come back when the Switch came out, but it's also like,
Oh yeah, of course.
I think with better console specs, maybe they can actually do that for a change.
Would be nice because I do generally miss those days.
To some degree, I do. Just so long as they can still keep the same snappy, get up and go sort of nature that the Switch already has.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like I remember how freaking plotting it was just to use the Wii U console back when that was still around.
Yeah.
And I kind of don't want a repeat of that.
Agreed.
What about you, Logan? Like, as far as my topic goes, like, are you expecting like anything we'll get like any last remaining things we'll probably get on the Switch before we start getting things ready for Switch 2?
I see. Oh gosh, I mean, I know we got that NES Championship one that just came out.
Or as I like to call it, NES Remix 3, but without the remixes.
Yeah, and I hate that. The remixes were my favorite part.
I mean, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but I do agree that it's... I mean, I don't know. I'm sure I'll get some mileage out of it, but I do agree they could have added in some of that.
I put the bombs there.
Actually, you know what? I'll go back to that question myself. I think at the very most, whatever's left of the Switch is primarily going to be small-time stuff, aside from maybe Prime 4. Like maybe whatever, like, if they decide to push out something for, I don't know, like a smaller IP or just a smaller game for any given thing. Like maybe we'll get like some Triforce Heroes S sort of game, or maybe we'll get another return for a long dormant franchise, like I don't know, Wario Land. Come on,
Would be nice.
Well, we
Just,
already
I don't know.
have 2 Weird games on the Switch.
Yeah, but I want a nice Wario game. I also would like an actual first party like Donkey Kong game.
that'd be nice too.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Especially,
Yeah, okay.
man, especially now that one recent documentary about the long lost 3D Donkey Kong game by Vicarious Visions suddenly came out into the fruition.
Right. But that said, we have now reached the culmination of the Space Pirates' attempts to armor up the first Metroid to ever be fully infused with Phazon entirely.
Yep. Behold.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep. Behold, the Metroid Prime.
Da-da-da.
Yes.
But what's up, James? Is it not that?
Quick correction. I don't think this thing has any correlation with the Space Pirates.
Where'd I get all this armor from?
I think that was just a gift from the Phazon itself.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Because, let's get into that real quick. Metroid Prime, I do recall in the very first release on the GameCube in North America, the logbook article for this thing did imply that apparently this was a byproduct of the Space Pirates' mucking ups, but they realized that would be a very bad lore inconsistency and fixed that with later re-releases.
Don't leave this screen. Don't leave this screen, by the way. I am sorry,
Why?
but how it looks in the left image over there, it looks less like, this Metroid Prime and all that. It looks like a fucking grunt from Halo. Am I the only one that sees it?
I can see it.
Slightly. I slightly
looks like
see
the
the armor
grunts.
just with a
Yeah.
really big head.
And the little things down there looks like the grunt's legs.
So if a grunt was taking steroids.
Sure.
You call him Pinhead.
So here's how this fight is going to work. Is similar to the pirates. I'm going to want to use the weapon that matches the color type until it reacts and recoils. Then it's going to swap eventually. But they'll be in those will be in later phases.
Also, I do apologize for interrupting, Steve. I just wanted to point out that fucking image there.
No worries.
This is basically God. This music is nuts. I love it.
Oh yeah, I will say.
again, this game's OST is
It's for the
fantastic.
final boss music.
I will say.
It reminds me of the freaking dentist drills of Silent Hill.
Oh yeah. I will say I am looking forward to us doing the. Are we still doing the second game? And all that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward.
I figure we're going to cover just more or less everything Metroid has to offer.
Hooray!
Yep.
I'm looking forward to.
I covered the DS games, Matt. We're covering them all.
Fair enough. I'm looking forward to us.
Probably with the exception of Federation Force.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, that's obvious. But no, I'm looking forward to 2 because I will say I do think 2. I do think 2 has the most underrated boss theme in the series. That being the final boss theme of that, where they actually use the leitmotif of the main title screen.
Oh yeah, they did use that, huh?
Oh my gosh!
Hello!
No.
But no, it's the do.
Look into my eyes, Aaron.
Right. Sorry, continue.
But no, it's like the da 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 da. Like they use that in the song, and it sounds fucking epic.
I
Nice.
also forgot about that.
Actually, seeing that eye attack from Metroid Prime here, that just suddenly made me think of something really fucking silly and random.
What's up?
I know it would never happen because the company's more or less dormant, if not down under, completely. Now I'm just wondering what a whole remastered, pristine version of fucking Wario World would be like.
Oh.
Especially with that fucking, that giant-headed ice spirit boss thingy.
Yeah, the crystal
With
gem.
the really nightmare fuelish looking face.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I want to see a high-def version of Chillis and Face Wario. Yeah, I guess just going back to the question I have, because I kind of feel like answering my own question. Something I kind of am expecting for this final stretch of the Switch before we move over. Kind of like what James said, I'm expecting a few smaller titles, maybe revisiting older franchises one more time. I have this gut feeling. I don't know what specifically. I have this gut feeling that we're gonna get one more old console to Switch port somewhere.
Any in particular that come to mind?
Well, like I said, I don't know what it is. My gut is saying either something from the Wii U or the 3DS. I feel like we're due for at least one more port of one of those games.
Maybe. I'm going
Honestly,
to
if
say
I were
this.
to get exactly what I wanted out of that,
I'm actually
Go
going
ahead.
to say this. Since they already did announce the successors coming, in fact, it's most likely going to be next. We're probably less than a year from seeing it come out.
Oh,
The thing that I am expecting is that we're most likely going to get a bunch of remakes and remasters as our final stuff for the Switch.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, we've already been seeing semblances of that with like, well, as we're recording this month, we're literally like what, almost two weeks or so away from the Thousand Year Door remake happening, and then about a month afterwards, we're gonna get fucking Dark.
by the way, fun fact: even though my Switch is broken, I forgot how kind of cheap Switch lights are. I'm thinking of getting one just so I can play the Thousand Year Door remake.
Assuming you're not going to use, assuming you're perfectly okay with not having any sort of like playing it like a normal console, then I'd say go for
I'm
it.
perfectly fine with that. Most of the time, I play my Switch on the go anyway. So, I mean, to be fair, I have a fucking Steam Deck now, and I've been mostly using that, so I think I'm used to it.
Oh,
Fair.
Jesus.
Then yeah, I'd say probably go with that if nothing else.
Yeah. Zap, zap, zap. You're doing pretty good.
Just yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if the last like games we did get are primarily remakes.
Yeah. I mean, don't get
So I guess that now is just a matter of like what else is there to remake.
the other Metroid games
well,
for
it's-
one thing.
Yeah, I was about to say. I feel like if we were gonna get another Metroid remake, they might just have to remake Federation Force.
Oh God, no, they wouldn't go that far. That they would
Well,
not
it's
do
the fact
that.
that was the fact that the plot ending of Federation Force is gonna likely be tied to Prime 4.
It is. Like it has to be.
Now, granted,
other-
we can totally sum up we can totally sum up the plot of Federation Force in like 2 sentences, but and I still think it leads to an incredible cop-out boss fight with Samus herself. Spoilers.
Yeah, just fucking rolling around in her ball.
Which is like a bummer because I would have loved to fight a massive Samus like in her power armor running around and gunning you. Instead, they just
Yeah.
turned her into frickin' Argus or whatever his name was from this.
I mean,
game,
if I had to
from
fathom, I
Warriors.
guess the 3DS probably wasn't powerful enough to have you deal with a Samus that's much larger than the player, and just her on to the full extent of her abilities.
Phew.
Though that being said, I do think, especially now that we live in a time where Metroid has become a much more prosperous franchise, especially with the likes of Samus Returns and Dread. I think going back to something along the lines of Federation Force wouldn't really be a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, remake that game for all I care.
Where are you bastard? Uh-oh.
There they are.
There she is.
It's time for the space octopus.
Time for a great grudge to be had.
But yeah,
Also, I love Samus literally just rushes in with that age-old stock photo shot.
Honestly,
Yay, bravado.
the thing that I find interesting about this design is that it looks less like something out of Metroid and more like something out of fucking XCOM.
I can see it. So, the issue is that because it's in this energized form, all of my conventional weapons are going to be absolutely useless to it. The only way we can damage it is with Phazon energy itself, which thankfully we should be able to do if it's polite enough to create us some energy here. So we just have to
just ask it
wait
very
for
nicely.
it. Excuse me, could you give me the one thing that's capable of destroying you? I just need something that. Thank you. That's perfect. That's perfect. I can use this absolutely. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but they did some things to really make the scale of a Metroid Prime a lot more imposing. I remember her being a lot smaller for some reason.
And a lot more transparent.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, in order to beat Metroid Prime at our own game, we gotta go into something that Metroid Prime 3 would make more use out of later, Hyper Mode.
Yep. Just need to wait for it to create more. Yep. Oh no. a second.
You just gotta wait for her to excrete for a little bit, and then use that energy to blast her to bits.
Yep. And I'm gonna be using mainly be using. Okay. But do note that Metroid Prime, similar to the Omega Pirate, it can jump around between gun modes to try not gun modes, scanning mode. So if I can't find it with X-ray, try switching to thermal and so on. But yeah, and I'm gonna mainly be using a lot of my power bombs on the Metroids themselves, so I don't have to deal with them.
Right. One good power bomb should be enough to eviscerate them.
Got some more.
More.
Oh, we can make hunter ones as well.
Oh boy.
Hey, I destroyed you.
Better hurry, that battle won't last forever.
That's right, there you are.
There you are.
Zappity zap zap.
Okay, decent amount. A little bit more, but
Literally got her halfway there.
yeah. Otherwise, as far as bosses go, I think this is all a good like starting step for people who, especially for a market that Nintendo had not yet, I think, really like tapped into, which was the first-person shooter genre. I think their efforts to combine this, with platforming and stuff was a very good idea.
Oh God, he's right there.
It's a first person. Jesus.
You almost spooked him.
Yeah, no. What we were experiencing is the first tried and true first person adventure.
And I'm all down for it. I think this is a really solid start to the series. Again, hence why we've now done it for the channel twice.
I don't know why. I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. Let me know if it'd be all right to do this at some point. But seeing you play this game, Logan, and all that, I kind of want to show off Prey at some point. I mean, like the Arcane
The
Studios
remake?
Prey. May they rest in peace.
Yep.
Where you're on the you're on the space station and all that.
Oh yeah, the whole mind game one.
Yeah. Like, I want to show that off at some point.
But now, which path would you go for, and which things would you specify? Because it's a very open-ended game. There's a lot of different things you can approach it with.
I try to go for the good ending, honestly.
But now, but even then, like, do you think you'd be using the what are the freaking like not what are the not psychic powers called in that game?
Yeah, exactly.
The neural modules or something?
Yeah. I'll you know what? I'll do a playthrough of it first, and then figure out what I want to do from
There we go.
And down for the count.
Yay!
Whew.
Of course, Metroid Prime isn't going to take this without at least one last good lick.
There it is in its full Metroid-ish state.
Now it looks a little bit more like a Metroid.
No, actually, it looks
No,
like
it's
an
the stuff that we-
X-Parasite, oddly enough.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, get off me! You had something in mind and I want it back!
Also,
Fine, no phase on for me.
Also, I'm sorry, having played Death Stranding recently. Oh no, he separated her ha and her ka. Only people who have played that game will know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Evacuate immediately.
And unfortunately,
for tradition.
you know, kind of. Unfortunately, my guess is because Nintendo didn't think that, you know, they could trust people, or maybe just because they ran out of time, they couldn't really do a full escape sequence, so it's all cutscene.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing, being fair, the whole area was pretty small as it was, so they probably couldn't even if they wanted to.
That is also true. We're already on the surface. Oh. Good.
I'll just roll the
Look at
fire.
that smoking crater.
Number 7. I don't know. Let's see how this looks in HD. Much better.
I love that they actually kept the less anime influenced, like, facial features that she actually had in the original game.
Yeah, she kind of...
I'm down for it, though. I could buy this.
She looks like a woman in her late 20s, early 30s, which, you know, good. Thank God.
So,
I'm just more impressed than anything, considering this is what, considering, you know, it's long been established what Samus looks like under the suit. Like, I figured maybe they were gonna just, recreate it in such a way where it looks, more consistent. But yeah, they actually stuck true to how it already looks, and it does look better. But
yeah. So then I guess I think that's solid. And again, if it's true that they're going to be making a live action Metroid movie, if that's in the cards, who would you guys think would be a good
Charlize
Samus?
Theron.
Because I feel like Sigourney Weaver. Because I feel like Sigourney Weaver would be a bit too on the nose. So
Well, to be fair as well, Sigourney is in her 70s now, so 60s actually, I believe. No.
Have Sigourney Weaver be in there, but be the voice of Mother Brain.
Honestly,
I would
cool.
actually think that'd be a fun Easter egg. I like that.
That honestly would be really cool. No, I personally.
So who's
think
the actress you're thinking of?
Charlize Theron, aka Furiosa from the Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing her. Yeah.
No, if you look at her, she kind of looks like Samus. Hold on, let me, because I'm the only fucking person here.
I have a photo of her. I can Google faster.
This isn't a competition,
There she is.
ladies.
Charlize Theron.
yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I could see it. She just need grow the hair onto a bit of a ponytail. No, perfect. Yeah, I can see that. What about you, Doug? Okay, how about this? How do you think this fares as like if you had the choice of how to play Metroid Prime, how do you see remastered like comparatively? Which do you like the original? Do you like this one? Is it like a in between?
I mean, I do like how both are in quality. Both of them look amazing. But I'm mostly gonna play the remaster because I do have that on Switch. Still haven't played it at the time of this recording, but probably before the next game we cover.
Alrighty.
But other than, I just love both games in
it's
general.
most-
They look amazing.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Just I can understand the sentiment though, because remastered is pretty much the easiest way currently to actually play Metroid Prime, because beforehand you have the GameCube original, and then you also have the trilogy version, which, especially if you're trying to get that thing physically, good luck with these prices.
Yep.
No, I do think this was one of my favorite GameCube games, and I was very surprised to not only have this remaster, but for it to be a freaking shadow drop too.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think it's because it's pretty much been on the rumor mill for years that something Metroid Prime related besides 4 was going to be happening for the Switch. Everyone used to think it was they were going to bring back the Metroid Prime trilogy from the Wii days onto the Switch. And then later on it became more so no, what's actually happening is that they're going to remaster the first game and then put it on Switch, and I mean, that's essentially what happened. And it took a lot of, time and skepticism, and then it finally happened, and now people are probably, they're probably punching themselves stupid for it.
Perhaps, yeah.
Stupid!
I should have put all my money on red. What about you, Hype? What did you think of this little revisit?
It was nice. From what I've seen, it looks like it holds up fairly well. Even with all the quality of life changes that this remaster adds onto it. Just in general, I'm just really happy. Even though I wouldn't consider myself a big Metroid fan, I've tried to give the series a fair shake, and I respect it for what it is. I just have a harder time getting into it than I would like. That being said, I am still glad that Metroid is, making the rounds and getting more attention lately. Between this, with Dread, the movie rumors that we've been hearing, hopefully Prime 4 turns out about as good as we're hoping it to be. And again, hopefully it leads to more good things for this franchise.
Definitely.
Yep.
I'm hoping so. Please. I like
Hopefully
this
further uprising of Metroid's
resurgence.
let's just hope that this resurgence keeps going. Just let it keep going the same way that Pikmin's been having its resurgence.
Yes, please.
Oh man, the
what did you
Pikmin
think, Matt?
resurgence has been crazy. The fact that aside from one or two spin-offs, you can pretty much play the entire franchise of Pikmin on the Switch.
You really
Which is
could.
very nice. What did you think, Matt, of this little revisit?
It's great. I love Metroid Prime. Fantastic game. So yeah.
Still a good a game then as now as it was back then.
I will say
And even
again,
better now, considering on Switch, there's like many ways to play it, whether it be with the Angel Waggle controls or something a little more traditional.
Yeah. Yes, Matt?
oh, nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, now, I forget, because I'm seeing Zombot Studio, was all of this done in-house at Retro, or was it like a sort of a port job that they shopped out?
I think the majority of it was done in-house, but they did get help from other studios to help round it out. That's my guess, anyway. I mean, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if this remaster is primarily the reason why it's been taking so long for Prime 4 to come out.
Which, I guess at the very... Again, I appreciate that they gave us something to tide us over, if they, especially, given that Prime 4 had to just, scrap everything, start from the top all over again.
And you know what? Think about this silver lining. I think it's already been confirmed that the engine that was used to make this game is still being used for Prime 4, so, if they can still keep up this level of quality, then I think Prime 4 is going to be a very, very solid title.
Here's hoping. I forgot how many more credits there were yet.
Yeah, no, these are long credits, and I forget if this game does the thing where they actually do bother to list every single person that made the original, or if they did the whole, this was all based on the work of the original Metroid Prime staff, and we're not going to list any of them.
I think we'll see after Nintendo Europe. I want to say... I don't think this is one of the instances where they had to patch it in later.
Hold on.
Maybe they did. I think this was one where they had
Logan, I wonder if they're going to add the biggest contributor that helped with this game, Tommy Tallarico. I wonder if his name will finally be in the credits.
That's right, because he said he worked, as we all know, he worked for 10 years.
He
for
worked
5
hand in hand with Miyamoto.
For 5 years, jeez. Sorry, man, your mom's not proud of you. And we get to see now if Sammy is proud of our work as in Liberating Town 4. And hey, nothing exploded this time.
Yep, Town 4 can live on for the rest of its days.
Ooh.
And hopefully we won't have to blow it up anytime soon.
There we go. I got 80% completion. And unlocked hard difficulty.
Nice.
Yeah.
The extra is unlocked. And I wanna say the only thing that can really change is maybe there's a new suit, but I know that really the main thing you'd want to go for 100% for would be a slightly a different little cutscene to play after all of the cinematics were done, which I'll just edit in post just to show you what it looks like in this. But if you already saw our first playthrough, you already know what that spoiler is. We got a whole franchise, a side franchise to build up here, so Metroid Prime can't be destroyed just that easily.
Nah, she will return for the next game. And the next game.
And the next
Probably not the next game, because she's more or less dead after that.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
But, yeah, I think with that all said,
I can show some.
as far as what we'll do next with Metroid, I'm honestly not entirely sure. If we should go, originally the plan was we were going to go straight to Prime 2 Echoes until, this remaster suddenly came out, and we were like, you know what, let's try this again.
Yeah, I have a question. What the fuck? Hold on, really quick. What do you mean more or less dead? She's still alive. What?
No, as in from 3 to 4, something's happened, and we
Oh,
don't know if
right.
we don't know Metroid Prime survived in that.
Yeah,
but
no,
James,
after Prime 3, I'm pretty, if freaking Metroid Prime were to return, it would probably be for very contrived reasons.
what James is trying to say is that we're wondering if he should bite the bullet and actually do the next game that's supposed to have happened chronologically in the 2D Metroid series already.
I'm probably just going to say, fuck it, I'll go on release order instead, because I'd rather do Fusion next.
Alright.
But, yeah, whatever the case may be, we hope you all enjoyed our time back with Metroid Prime, now with the remastered cut, and just gaze in awe at what they, all the little touch-ups they gave to all our favorite friends, like the She-Goths and the Space Pirates and the Omega Bad Boy.
I do still and I do appreciate that they include the original concept art and their remaster concept art.
It's great.
Oh, for sure. It's honestly just nice seeing that these remakes are going the extra mile to include all these. Heck, even the 1,000-Year Door is going to include something like this with its remake.
Just God, some of this art is so cool. Gosh,
You know what?
look at these renders.
I am glad that they did show off that, because for the longest time, you'll probably hear it in some of our playthroughs, depending on which order some of them go up. I was really concerned for the longest time, like, what all they were going to do with the Thousand Year Door remake outside of, like, minor localization changes. But thankfully, they've been a lot more forward about what all they're going to be adding and changing. Like, the gallery, that's going to be a neat function. The more instantaneous, like, fast travel is nice. And the little partner wheel, which is also really handy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to getting around to that.
One day.
Now the 3D models and everything, like our cool ship.
Actually, like,
I wish I had a name.
we still need to wait a bit before we get to that one, because we still need to do the first Paper Mario.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully that's something we can get done over the summertime. But
We got
that all
plans for
said,
that.
just, man, don't you wish you could own one of these bad boys and put them on your shelf?
Yeah, I want to have this dude just hanging out on.
Yes, I want that as an amiibo.
Yes. Parasite Queen's great. Gotta have her from your brawl fights. Got your Beetle, War Wasp. I'm just gonna go through all that. We're almost done. Hive Mecha, the big boss, the plated Beetle mini boss, Flagra, Geemer,
Spit on you.
Gamer.
the Chozo Ghosts, Baby She-Goth, Big Baby She-Goth.
And look
That
at
ain't
the
no
big
baby.
she goth.
Wow.
Wow.
You got Thardus. You got the Mega Turret, which is just a
Man,
Mega
that-
Turret.
Man, don't give me idea. Don't put that image in my head, man. Just fucking Sheegoth. You just see like face like up front at you. You just put a fucking Wario hat and mustache on it.
Wow.
I love.
I
Hold
mean,
on,
that
can we
was
go
what
back
I
to
was
the troopers?
instigating, but that is really funny.
I love how the troopers look like fucking like. All right, space pirates. I have our new group and all that. Say hello to our version of the Power Rangers.
Isn't that a bit derivative? Get him out of here.
Shoot him out the space cannon.
Go, Exum Rangers.
The camouflage.
Well, that's
shuttle
another one
pirates.
we need to get to eventually.
Yeah. Maybe, you know what? Maybe we should start that soon, Logan.
Which
Yeah.
star what?
Mario
RPG.
Ah, fuck. Boy. It's a fantastic game, except for one thing, which I'm gonna want to do to get completion to complete it and be feasibly ready for the post game fights. Is I gotta get 100 super jumps in a row.
I mean,
Fun.
like, is it?
Okay.
Did you claim that you were going to do that one?
The game, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
I gave him the choice. I gave him the choice of either doing that or the Thousand Year Door, and he won. He picked Mario RPG.
I have more experience with Mario RPG. And the core. So yeah, no, it's a fantastic looking game. I'm very excited to see what all will be in Prime 4 after having seen what this engine in its lighting is capable of on the Switch, mind you, and with the Switch 2, and if it's possible, what we've learned about the Switch 2's, the hell, must be hard mode stuff, and with all we've learned about the Switch 2's, like new hardware specs and stuff, I'm very stoked to see what all is going to be coming about from this. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So that's it. Thank you all so much for joining us, and yeah, stay tuned for our next big project.
Whatever that may be. See you next mission, everybody.
Bye bye.
I hope you're primed for whatever we have next.
This isn't a phase, Matt.